Hello there Virgo, Virgo Rising, and of course all of you Virgo Moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 3rd, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you just need to go to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So what's going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, on Monday we've actually got Venus, the planet of love, affection, harmony, and the finer things in your 7th house of partnerships. This is your closest one-on-one relationships area. That's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, your business partner, your husband, wife, your roommate, all the people you spend your closest one-on-one time with, in a lovely sextile to Saturn, the planet of discipline, restrictions, yes, inhibitors, but also growth, just not in the, love and lighty way. And with Venus sextile to Saturn, it does look like there is a shift going on when it comes to maybe an availability or a trend in the pursuit of a new way of doing your love life or a creative pursuit or a relationship with one of your children, because Saturn is in Capricorn, your 5th house of love and romance and your relationships with your kids and your creative pursuits. Now, Venus could indicate a gift coming from either a partner, a close one-on-one connection, a friend, or a collaborator that is actually alleviating some kind of stress or taking down some kind of wall in this area. This could be a clue as to how to make something finally get off the ground or make something happen, maybe even starting a brand new kind of relationship with one of our kids or a new romantic partnership, or maybe a new way to do romance with an existing partner, or quite possibly a gift of either resources or a connection that is actually going to help us get something a bit more fanciful off the ground, even in our own personal pursuits. On Wednesday, we've actually got Mercury, the planet of communications, haste, speed, as well as efficiency, in that 7th house of partnerships, forming a lovely sextile to Uranus, which is in your 9th house of higher education, government and legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture and your spiritual practice. And with Mercury in the 7th house making this sextile, there's going to be a communication or a dialogue happening around Wednesday and Thursday that's going to open up a door for you to a territory you didn't think you'd ever have access to, or maybe something that was almost too pie in the sky or fanciful for you to feel as possible. This could open up opportunities for travel, maybe a different course when it comes to your career or academic pursuits, and perhaps Rambo's here to contribute. Yes, get smart. It's also could very much indicate an opportunity for a lot of you to step into a place where we start to engage more of the deeper areas of our relationships, going beyond just surface priorities, going into spaces where there's an added depth, which is always very nice. But it's important to allow ourselves to see, well, what could be getting off the ground. Mercury sextile to Uranus can often indicate a change that we start working on or dialoguing that could actually happen very, very quickly. With Uranus in the 9th house, this could help you when it comes to maybe advancing on a spiritual path, maybe doing business or even traveling, working and living abroad, or getting through some kind of government or legal situation that maybe has been taking too long to sort itself out. So before we move on to the cards, I do want to remind everybody that there are videos beneath this video in my down bar below. And in order to find the down bar, if you are on a mobile device, just click that arrow next to the title. That opens it up. And that was a water hammer. So you can follow the links below. Those videos have answers to a lot of questions I get. What video should I watch? How do I find a certain video? All kinds of stuff like that. So check it out. Because after January, I'm not going to be doing tech support this way. I'm just going to take for granted that people will do their due diligence. So, moving on, what's happening when it comes to the cards? Well, for your spiritual themes, we actually have the King of Wands upright. It's time to start letting your intentions be known. It's time to start actually broadcasting your ideas and your ideals. What you do want, not what you're going through and what you don't want. And it's okay to be open and honest with your communications. I mean, it's not like I'm afraid to call things out. But with the King of Wands, we are doing things in the form of a process, not declaratives. We are doing things in the form of a transition. The King of Wands is about letting people in. It's about attracting people that resonate with your endgame plans by letting it be known that you're actually working on those plans. The King of Wands is the initiator king. It's about getting things off the ground, off the paper, and into real life. It's about moving things. And with the King of Wands, we are attracting support, letting people help us. Even if you thought this was a solo job, or maybe you were saving a spot for somebody else, make room at your table for more. Because with the King of Wands, there are things that are gaining traction this week. Certain things that may pull you away from certain preoccupations or things that you think you need to deal with right now that you really don't and would be totally fine if you took some space from. Ultimately, with the King of Wands, you're going to be finding folks that are, oh, you wanted to do this? Well, I know a guy. Here you go. Or, hey, that sounds like a really good idea. I bet if we did it this way, we could do this in a year as opposed to 2 years. Or we could do this in a month as opposed to 6 months. Really let yourself actually accelerate change in your life by making sure that you're not keeping everything so personal and private. Because with the influx of the Nine of Wands is all about pulling back your space, pulling back your time and your energy to things that actually do work for you and that actually are more resonant with you as opposed to living from obligation to obligation or singular manifestation or to singular manifestation. Because with the influx of the Nine of Wands, there is this focus on understanding that we have to confront our fears, confront our concerns, especially when it comes to openness, sharing, and disclosure. The Nine of Wands is a card that has been through everything, right? When we think about the Rider-Waite illustration, the Rider-Waite-Smith illustration, excuse me, we actually see somebody who is bandaged, their arm is in a tourniquet, and they are very much, they've been through it, but they're able to stand, they're still with their wands, they're still guarding, they're still doing the work. And that's what the Nine of Wands is all about. It's, yes, it's understanding where your boundaries belong, knowing how to keep your defenses up when you need your defenses, but not being afraid. Don't be shy because you got bit once. Don't get shy because you got bit 10 times. We all, as Virgos, myself included, need to confront the skepticism, the jadedness, if there's any left, and allow that to be cleared. Because with the influx of the Nine of Wands, we're pulling our energies back, but we're also moving where our walls and our shields are, because we don't want our walls and our shields to keep out the new things just because we're holding space for bad memories. When it comes to the outflux, what's going away, we actually have the Emperor card upright. And with the Emperor card upright, going out, well, there's an authority that's disappearing from your life. Now, this could actually be a good thing. It may not be a person. It could be a rule to follow. It could be a limitation. It could be the terms of some kind of contract, some kind of bind or block, something that you wish would go away. With the Emperor card upright, I don't think we have any particularly negative feelings about it, but also there could be sort of a not so much codified, but mutually accepted law of the land getting dissolved this week as it relates to maybe your work community or maybe your family, and this is allowing people to evolve and grow. Sometimes those scripts are only there because people didn't know how to run things another way, but now that everyone's evolving, everyone's growing, we don't need 8 or 9 people to hold up our reality for us. You know, that's not necessary. And so when we go into with the Emperor card, if there's no Emperor, if there's no king, if there's no rule of law, and there's only personal sovereignty and personal accountability, well, maybe that could work for you. But it all depends on what you're willing to do, because again, this is getting out of your way. I feel like this is getting out of your way. I don't think this is actually a problem. This could be freedom. This could be a chance for you to make a bit of a daring escape. When it comes to the mundane and your material concerns, well, we've got the material Ace of Wands, reverse, for your work and your money. This week, I feel as though a lot of you Virgo people are going to be finding a way, or needing to find a way to reignite your passion for what you do, or maybe find a new thing to do. Because with the Ace of Wands in reverse, we are finding that we are burning out, and it could be because we are either attracting the wrong circumstances over and over again, or we may be putting ourselves in a position where we are committing our energy to appeasing that which does not actually pay or compensate or maybe even just inspire us the way it should. And sometimes this happens. We do special favors for certain people. Maybe we'll have clients or customers that get very, very clingy and they don't respect the fact that you have other people you're working for. Sometimes you have bosses, you have friends, you have coworkers that sort of keep you trapped in sort of a cycle. Now, you're not really trapped, you're just convinced you're trapped. And with the Ace of Wands reversed, a lot of the time we have to kind of go, okay, no, I have to honor this feeling that I'm getting, that I'm burning out, that this time doing this way is coming to a bit of a close. Financially, this week can actually be very positive. Even with the Ace of Wands reversed, we're doing actually quite well. We're just not doing what we want. And so it's important to pay attention with the Ace of Wands reversed to go into that feeling. Is it time to contemplate maybe talking about a transfer? Maybe getting a bit more open, a bit more personal with clients, with customers, with coworkers, letting people know who you really are, King of Wands upright, becoming more transparent, learning how the truth can be your best filter in this way. Because if you're feeling like this is not serving, it might be because you are serving instead of having it be something of a mutual exchange. If you are simply serving whatever comes and you're pretending that it's okay when it's not, you're always going to end up with the Ace of Wands reversed. So do some corrective work here if you can. With the external, when it comes to the Page of Cups upright, we actually have a wonderful opportunity for a lot of you to follow an invitation to get involved with either a new community, a new group of friends, or maybe even new love. With the Page of Cups, there is somebody trying to win you over. There is somebody, again, whether it's a platonic or romantic sense, your mileage may vary. This could just end up being a very good friend. But we have a chance for you to step away from your norm. And this might feel like stepping away from unfinished business. I don't care, really. I don't give a damn, really. What you want to do is think about letting yourself have a new place to hang out, a new place to recharge, new people to bounce ideas off of. Because the Page of Cups is talking about people trying to court you and magnetize you to them, to bring you in. And the nice thing about this is they actually do resonate more with you on a heart level, not on the mental, right? We want to get out of the mind level every once in a while because otherwise we're just following a script. The mind level is not very socially or emotionally fluent. And that's why you often see people stuck in the mind level needing scripts and projecting scripts onto other people to hold up their reality. Page of Cups people with the external, they don't need that. They've evolved past that. And I think if you're being courted to go in that direction, you're being asked to step away from people stuck in that mind level and to go in that direction. When it comes to your emotions and your relationships and your romantic life, well, we've got the Three of Swords in reverse. And I'm seeing that there is a solution to a challenge with your romantic life coming up here. We've already seen that with Venus sextile Saturn. The Three of Swords reversed, however, is indicating that the solution to either a challenge when it comes to love, a relationship we're in, or the pursuit of a new relationship or getting a new one off the ground, is something that either we or a partner are trying to find another way to get around. We don't want to implement this plan. The truth of the matter is with the Three of Swords reversed, we have to find a way to implement it, whatever it is, okay? It's not that we have to do it this way, but if there's something we're trying to preserve that is not good for either of us, if we realize we know what the culprit is, we know what the problem is, but we just don't want to confront it that way, can we just find a way to supplement it and live with it? The Three of Swords reversed is a warning that we're just going to have to do this again in a couple of months. Now, this could, of course, just indicate issues even with maybe dealing with some personal difficulties, right? Sometimes that personal journey can feel like it's going too fast for a person in the connection or even a new relationship. But with the Three of Swords reversed, it's time to ask, if everyone already knows what it takes, what is it keeping me from doing it? Because of the Three of Swords reversed, if we do a little bit of reflection, we may be able to get over the fear of doing what it takes to make this relationship healthy, functional, more dynamic, more workable, or in the case of new relationships, even feasible. But sometimes it does involve stepping over what looks like a treacherous or rickety bridge. This could indicate a move. This could indicate a change in the social life. This could indicate a change in attitude, learning to communicate in healthier, less judgmental ways or less declarative ways, learning to speak in ways that are more open and more solution-oriented as opposed to just whatever comes to the top of our minds. Whatever is happening here with the Three of Swords reversed, we find a solution to a problem that people are not ready to implement, but it must be considered. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And if you ever wish to get a session, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.